Hi, I hope you guys are all doing well. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I've thought about starting one for a while now, but I guess I never really got around to it, but here I am. And I have this fancy little setup. I just finished it a couple days ago because I moved all of my art stuff out of my room into like a studio room, and I set it up all nice so I could film and stuff like that. Anyways, for my first video, I thought it would be really simple if I just did like a tutorial on how to make a trinket dish, and I thought it would be a really cute theme with Valentine's Day coming up to do like a heart pond with like a little frog in it. It kind of reminds me, I don't know if any of you guys played Webkinz, but one of the Webkinz items was like a heart-shaped pond, and I don't know, kind of reminds me of that, but either way. So to start, I've already mixed my clay colors, just this light blue, this nice green, a little bit of pink, yellow, and sort of this beige color. So this is going to be for the pond, this will be for the grass, the pink will be for the flowers, so you can use any color, it doesn't have to be pink for your flowers, and the yellow is for the center of the flowers, and then I have this beige for the belly of the frog. So to start, you just want to take your blue clay, which is going to be the base of your trinket dish. So you're going to take your clay, your blue clay, grab a roller. You don't necessarily need a roller. If you don't have one, you could probably just flatten it out with your hands, but because I have a roller, I'm going to use it because it makes things a bit easier. Okay, now you guys can see that I have my clay kind of rolled out into this wonky looking circle. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't have to be perfectly circular because we're going to shape it into a heart anyways. So to start shaping it, I'm actually going to grab a pair of scissors. Sorry, let me move this. Anyway, to start shaping it, I'm actually going to grab a pair of scissors, which I feel like is not necessarily a conventional polymer clay tool, but they come in handy a lot of the time. So I'm going to start cutting literally just a heart shape out of my clay. Okay. Alright, so I just cut out this heart. As you can see, it's like kind of a little wonky, but again, that's not a big deal because now I'm going to go back in and shape it with my fingers and kind of just like refine it so it's more of the shape that I want it to be. As you can tell, this side's like quite a bit bigger than this one, so I'm actually just going to go ahead and take my scissors and cut down this side a bit more. I'm actually pretty happy with how my heart is looking. Looks like this. I think it's ready for some grass. To do the grass, it's actually very simple. Just roll out a nice little log, a nice long log, a little worm maybe. Now that I have my wormy, you just wrap it around the outside of your dish. I'm gonna grab my scissors again and kind of snip these little parts. Yeah, we're getting somewhere. Next thing that we're gonna do is make this grass border look like grass. I got one of these pointy clay tools. Mine is embarrassingly dirty, so let's just pretend that it's not. But if you don't have one of these, you can also just use like a needle, like for sewing. So you're gonna just start by swirling your clay like this. You're basically just poking and swirling and making it look like kind of fluffy bits of grass. So I just about finished half of my heart. I kind of started moving on, but I wanted to stop to show you the difference that it makes. See, it just looks so much better on this side, so it's definitely worth the time and effort put in. And look, now you have your pond. So that was super simple. Next, we'll be making the frog, which is a bit harder, but it's still very easy. Take a little ball of clay. I think this is a good size for my frog, but you can make yours bigger or smaller if you want. And you're just gonna roll it into a circle and then kind of grab the edge of your palm and make it a bit of more of like this triangle shape. See? Now what I'm gonna do is grab I have these little wooden picks that I got at Michael's. You could use an actual clay tool if you have clay tools, like something this shape. My clay tools are so dirty, but something this shape would be very helpful, but for some reason I just prefer a pick. But basically, now that you have this kind of like smooth triangle shape, you're going to take your pick or your tool and push down on the top. Now you have this very strange shape, but it's starting to look like a frog. So not just with your fingers, you can obviously, if you look closely, you could see like that's not very nice shape for frog eyes. But if you just take your finger and start kind of smoothing it out, it'll start to look a lot better. Once you are happy with the shape of your little frog, take your beige color, grab a little bit of it. I think that I'm going to make his tummy heart-shaped because it goes with my nice little heart theme, and I feel like that would just look so cute. Now I have this little heart. I'm pretty happy with this heart. I think it'll look super cute. And ta-da! You have your little frog with his little tummy. Now that we have our little frog, I'm gonna make a lily pad for him to sit on in his pond. You don't really have to do this. You can just have him swimming if you want, but I would like to do a lily pad. I'm gonna roll it a circle and kind of flatten it out like a pancake. And then I'm gonna grab my scissors again and kind of cut just like this. And then I'm gonna plop it down. Where should I put my little frog? I feel like off to the side is cute, but I could also just put him right in the center. I don't know. I'm gonna put him in the center. So to do that, very simple, just squish your lily pad down and squish your frog on top. Ta-da! Very simple, very cute. One more step before baking, which is we're gonna just add a couple little flowers in the pond because I think that would look cute. Flower, you're gonna take a little ball of clay, squish it down so it's flat again like a pancake. This time I'm gonna grab this tool, which is also very dirty. Probably should have cleaned my tools before making this video, but next time. They'll be clean next time. So with your tool that looks like a little flat tip, I'm going to squish in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little divots. And that'll give you 5 petals. And see, now I have a little flower. I'm gonna go ahead and do the exact same thing for my other 2 flowers. Here, flower's done. Now, just add little leaves for your flowers and we can pop it in the oven. Now that I've put the leaves on, I forgot to add, make sure you remember to take some of your yellow and just put those in the middle of your flowers. Now, you're ready to bake him. And after we bake him is when we paint his little face on and glaze it, and then it'll be done. So, you're almost there. So, I've just gotten back from baking my little dish. I also had some dinner, so I took a little break, but I'm back, and it is almost ready for painting and then glazing. Before I paint or glaze though, I like to go over it with a bit of acetone. This is just 100% acetone. That'll remove any unwanted bits of dust, so I can ensure that it is as clean as possible before I seal it in. So I'm done cleaning him with acetone, and he is ready to have his face painted on. So to do that, I'm just gonna grab some brown paint. It could be any paint, I just use Craftsmart because it's the cheapest. And then parchment paper, which to put my paint on. Put some on my parchment paper. And then get my little tiny, it's just a little tiny paintbrush, but I'm just gonna grab a teeny little bit of paint and then very carefully kind of dot out where I want my eyes to be. Alright, easy peasy. Now that he has little cute eyeballs, I'm going to go ahead and do his mouth. So next on my painting agenda is to mix up a nice pink color for my little frog's blush. So I mixed it with my wooden pointy tool, which I'm just going to use to dot on the blush too. Now you can see his blush is done. All that's left now is glazing, which I'm going to do off camera because glazing to me is always the most complicated, which I know it doesn't really make sense. You'd think the clay is the most complicated, but glaze is so sticky and it's such a hassle. But for reference, I glaze with UV resin and then I just cure it in a UV lamp. Then it's like super durable. Resin is really strong. It's my favorite glaze and it's the glaze that I use on all of my creations. I also mix a bit of glitter in with the glaze because I think it makes everything look cuter. So yeah, I'm gonna do that and then I will be back. Alright, so I just finished glazing and he's done. As you can see, the glaze just adds like that extra little bit that just makes it so cute, and the little glitter too. I don't know, I can't glaze anything without glitter. It just doesn't feel right. But also, as you can see, I didn't glaze the grass, and that's because there's no reason to. Like, there's no paint that I need to seal, and there's nothing that's gonna break off. And I think that the grass just looks better unglazed because real grass isn't shiny, and I just feel like it gives a better contrast between like the shiny water. But yeah, here he is, and he's done. Hopefully you ended up with a cute little frog dish like mine, or maybe you just learned something else that you could apply to other projects, or I don't know, at least found it entertaining. But thank you for watching. I will hope to make more YouTube videos because it's really fun and it's really relaxing, and I like my little setup. It's just feels very laid back and I don't know, it's fun. Yes, thank you for watching. I hope you guys all have an amazing rest of your day, week, whatever. But yeah, bye.